Hello and welcome back to episode 2 of season 1 of Jugalbandi. I am Manas, the moderator, still hanging on to my job. With me, Vishnu is back and so is Naman. So you may notice that since the last time we've had certain changes in our appearance. I, for example, have lost a few hair on the head and many more on the face. Vishnu, just for the fun of it, during the lockdown has kept changing shirts. One is in what he calls his lucky quiz attire, so he doesn't see a reason to change it. So, starting from where we left last time, you would recall this is a novel experiment about getting quizzing to be encouraged by random thinking, improving the way questions are made, and letting the Janta in general know about what goes behind framing questions. So, while Vishnu explains the experiment once again, I would like to remind you that the word that I had left both Vishnu and Naman with the last time was Google, and this time there will be another novelty on top of what we did the last time. Vishnu, take it forward.
Yeah, last in the first episode, I gave each of us, myself and Naman gave 10 words each to Manas, and Manas selected randomly 3 random words from them and gave them to each of us. And we selected one question, one word from each of the 3 words, and made a question, and showed it back to Naman and Manas, and Naman showed it back to me and Manas. And it was tough to guess unless, even though those are the words which we ourselves gave, but we were unable to guess them unless it was only through the question and the clues in the question. And that was episode 1. Now in the episode 2, Manas, the moderator here, gave us a challenge to make a question on the same word. He gave a word Google for both of us. So we made a question on it. And we also asked the audience to get their own question. You can comment your questions in the comment section below, or if you're live right now, you can comment live in the live chat. So we can see how many different questions can come up from the same answer. Like the same answer being the same, the question could be, you can make some 1,000 questions on, especially some company like Google. They themselves have some thousands of or even hundreds of subsidiaries. So as both of you know the answer anyway, can any of you guess the question? What was the question? What is the question I made? I'll show you the question anyway. What is the question I made? As a hint, I'll say it is based on the recent TV series, a small TV series, not exactly a TV series, a series on one of the OTT services. So what could be my question? Naman, any guess? And Manas, any guess? What could be my question on Google? As you know the answer already, so as a hint, I'm giving a TV series as a hint. So what could be the question? I'll share the screen and show you the question anyway, but before that, take a guess. Naman? A recent...
Yeah, I'll guess the series you are referring to sometime last week, that it's a must watch, the one related to the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, the UK series.
Yeah, that's the series.
Fraud that happened there.
Okay, so are you big boy billionaires?
Not big boy billionaires.
Big boy billionaires, sorry.
Yeah, not bad boy billionaires. Nice guess. So these 3 are quite famous in the last few weeks, especially among the quizzers: the Bad Boy Billionaires, Scam 1992, and Quiz, the series on the Ingram scandal at Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. So my question is based on one of the scenes of Ingram scandal. It's not just Ingram scandal, okay, but I'll just show you my question. Okay, this is my question. A common misspelled internet word, also known as 10,000 sexadillion, was originally coined by 9-year-old Milton Sirota. It first came into limelight due to major Ingram scandal to win 1 million at Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. In 2004, Milton's family decided to sue which 4th most valued company in the world for using the word without their permission. So this is the question. The answer, of course, you both know, it's Google. So, Naman, did you understand the question? Naman and Manas, I guess both of you understood the question.
Yeah, the 10,000 decillion was enough.
Yeah.
For this one, we know about the major Ingram scandal after you brought the series to light.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
100 zeros after one is called Google. Googol. Google. So Google was initially meant to be named as Google, but there was some misspelling on a check by some investor. There is some story because of which the present name of Google came. And the connection of Major Ingram's scandal here is the 15th question on which Major Ingram won 1 million was the question on this thing. So the question goes as, what do you call one with 100 zeros after it? And the options will be gigabit, Google, nanomole, and the fourth one is something else. I don't remember exactly. So that was the basis of my question. And Milton Sirota was the person who gave the name for this number with one after 100 zeros, 100 zeros before the one or whatever it is. Yeah, that's my question, and I'll show you how I made this question a small video, and the same video will be uploaded uploaded on this channel. It is around 6 minutes. You can watch it, and now I'm playing the 1 minute video of the same. So this is the answer. Naman, now it's your turn. You can show your question. Do you want us to guess, like I made you guess?
Okay, so in my question, I have gone through the disambiguation route because I wanted to do that, and yeah, it involves the hint, the Google hint, GOOGOL, but in a slightly different way.
Okay.
And the first part, so this word, the word Google, was used around 4 decades before the company was formed. 4 to 5 decades before the company was formed.
Okay.
By a famous novelist.
Okay.
So you can just guess the novelist.
Don't tell me it's the same Milton Sirota.
Not Milton Sirota.
Okay.
I'm talking
I think
about
this was Arthur C. Clarke in 2001: A Space Odyssey.
No. 4 to 5 decades ago, I will give another hint. This author is known for picnics.
No idea.
Talking about
Picnics and variety of food. Very famous author.
So is that book visible on the desk of the shelf of Manas? He has a lot of books behind.
No, I can't even see.
Okay.
I don't think Manas will read that kind of book. He must have read it around 20-25 years ago.
Okay.
Oh, you are talking about Enid Blyton, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, correct. So Enid Blyton.
I'm not ashamed to admit that I still have a glance at those books every now and then.
I'll just share my question.
Yeah.
Yes, I do recall reading that Enid Blyton.
Yeah, so Enid Blyton used the term X in a novel, The Magic Faraway Tree, which was first published in 1943. X buns, as described in the novel, had a very large current in the middle, and this was filled with sherbet. 4 decades later, this term was selected as the name of a famous American multinational company after a spelling mistake by one of its founders, who actually wanted the name to denote a large number, which would be apt considering the ample amount of information they were going to provide. So identify X without Xing the answer to this question. So
you quiz masters and your obsession against people googling.
So
well done.
So the bold italic and yellow parts serve as hints, ample amount of information they are going to provide, and famous American multinational company. So the Enid Blyton part wasn't needed, but I just wanted to frame it such that it gets like a added trivia, because the only trivia behind the naming of Google is the spelling mistake and the GOOGOL thing, which Vishnu also included in his question. But this is a thing I like, because so many decades before Google came into existence and the spelling mistake happened, Enid Blyton had mentioned it in one of her novels. So the answer to this is, of course,
Nice. So to put it in the perspective of literature, both the physical roads here led to Google, just like all roads to Rome. They're nice. Nice to have such different perspectives on the same subject of a statement. Brilliant, guys. Brilliant. So Vishnu, what more are we planning next?
Yeah, and the audience who are watching this video can comment their questions on Google in the comment section. There, everyone can see how differently we all think on the same answer but a different question. And thank you, Manas, for moderating. This is the end of episode 2, and we'll come up with the episode number 3. Probably I'll be the moderator and Manas will be the one who's be making the question with someone else, not yet decided. Thank you, Naman, and thank you, Manas, for moderating. Thank you, Naman, for starting this video edition of Jugalbandi. I did this personally with some people. It was a different thing, and this is YouTube video thing, something new and different for me and everyone also, I guess. Stay tuned to the channel, like, share, and subscribe for the next episode. Stay tuned for the next episode, probably next weekend, and I'll be the moderator. Probably Manas will be one of the participants. Probably Manas will be in my position, and someone else will be in Naman's position. We're doing Atulya Vanija business quiz on November 22nd. I'm putting the link in the description of this video. Everyone can participate there. It's on November 22nd. And Naman is hosting a quiz today. That is November 8th. Today evening. It's 4 o'clock, right, Naman? What is the time?
It's at 4 p.m. guys.
It's at 4 p.m.
The prelims will start exactly at 4 p.m. and the link is given in the description.
Yeah,
thank you, Vishnu and Manas.
You guys, brilliant effort, Vishnu. I hope people log in and see more and more of it, and we get more people to think in ways on how to frame novel questions about everyday things. Thanks a lot.